Hey everybody, Kelley Engineer here, and welcome to episode 4 of Staged Learning. In between episodes, it was really just a mining run, and I also crafted up a few things. So my satchel is still reinforced, but it is colored red now, just because red's my favorite color and I wanted it. I also have made a Dank Null Mark IV, and the Dank Null Mark IV is really what I'm going to be holding any of my mining stuff in now, just to conserve on space, and it automatically picks everything up. Since it's tier 4, I can hold up to 2048 items inside it, so I'm not really worried. Is that a baby? Alright, good. So I'm not really worried about a typical mining run. I don't even come close to 2048 items, so yeah, that's perfectly fine. Let's open up my map real quick. I was exploring a little bit, and there was a jungle temple over here, and inside that jungle temple were emeralds. So I used those emeralds to upgrade my pickaxe, and the pickaxe heads are now invar, and the bindings are... Oh, let's turn off the... Here we go. And the bindings are now made out of osmium. The reason why I chose osmium is because I was using copper before because of well-established, which means every time I mine something, there's a chance I'm going to get experience from it. However, osmium, it was put up in the comments, osmium also adds dense, which is pretty much the same as putting unbreaking 1 on the shovel, or the pickaxe, or the hatchet, whatever. But yeah, that's what dense means. It's just pretty much unbreakable 1. And then the invar head will give me obsidian level, and it also gave me devil's strength. Devil's strength really isn't that important to me right now, because devil's strength just means that I do more damage to non-overworld mobs. So yeah, there's that. That's really all I did. I got quite a few resources and a little bit more tungsten, but we'll go over that later. In this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to automate all of this, as well as upgrade our power, get a little bit of better storage from Magneticraft, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm still going to keep my steam turbines over here, but the steam turbines aren't going to be the primary power because it's not efficient enough with coal, and I don't feel like throwing coal in there all the time just to power these machines all the time. So we're going to make some windmills for that. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get to it. Before we get started with automating the machines, I want to audit one more thing, and that is a mining robot. While I'm busy doing other stuff, I want a mining robot to be doing the work for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a floppy disk here just to begin with. Combine that with a piece of redstone to make the shell floppy disk, which is the one that we're going to need once we have the mining robot. We're also going to make a computer, and the mining robot requires a chest, a motor, and a small battery. I think I have a motor already. Definitely have a chest, and we just have to make the small battery now. And here it is, and now we can make the mining robot. So, the mining robot, I'm going to go place it somewhere in the world in my little mine shaft I have down here. Yeah, there are no monsters I have to worry about right now. So yeah, the mining robot, what it's going to do is after I insert the floppy disk and give it a command, it's going to mine in whatever area I choose for it to mine. So let's turn on chunks. And what the heck, we will put it right here. Alright, put in the floppy disk. Oh, it doesn't have a charge on it, so son of a gun, let's go put a charge on it. There we go. Alright, so I have a medium battery here. It has 1.3 million joules inside it. So now, let's go charge up this mining robot. Like I was saying, the mining robot is going to mine in an area of my choosing, but I require the floppy disk and I have to insert the command before the mining robot will go do its thing. So yeah, down here, I forget where I was going to place it. There it was, right here. So I chose this area specifically because whatever area I choose, it's first going to mine down to bedrock from here, and then it's going to move this way, and then it's going to just continuously move down on the Z-axis. So let's put this here. Let's put in our battery. There we go. And let's put in our floppy disk and power it on. So it's loading directly from disk. And here it is, shell 1.1. Type help for available commands. I don't need that right now. I'm just going to type in quarry. And 16 may be too much, especially with this battery's charge, but we're going to go 16. So there we go. it has started to move down, and I'm going to come back here a little bit later, see how it's doing, see how it's progressed, and now we can get to automating those machines. So the first step in automation of these machines is making sure that you can get power to it effectively. And it can be a little bit difficult because, like in the case of the crusher over here, there's only one spot where it can accept power, and that is right here, which means routing wires to it is going to be a little bit difficult. And that is where electric poles come in. So electric poles are they kind of act like a multi-block, so I just set an electric pole here, and I'm going to go right to here. That sounds fine. And you see that the wire is just connected in between them, which means that these two electric poles are now connected to each other. If I supply power to this electric pole, then I can access it all the way over here. So it's kind of it's technically wireless, but it is displayed here aesthetically as if it is a wired connection, and it's really cool. Unfortunately, if I have my copper coil here and I try to connect this electric connector to this electric pole, it's not going to work. That's because if I want to draw power from the electric pole, I'm going to need an electric pole transformer first. The electric pole transformer will allow me to siphon power from a particular area, and let's see here, if I... What is that? I don't even know how many blocks this is. So this is 14 blocks away. You can have a maximum of 16 blocks away from the from each electrical pole before they stop like responding to you. So that can cause some messiness, I guess. So this is 14 blocks away. If I put another one 15 blocks away, you'll see that this electric pole is also connecting to that one over there. It gets a little wonky. However, if I place it 17 blocks away. Oh, am I 14, 15? Oh, whoops. I placed it 16 blocks away. So here we go, 17 blocks. So now that it's 17 blocks away, it is not connecting to the one over on the far side. So if you don't want things looking really weird, don't put one like right here, and right here. Because then they all start connecting crisscross, and it looks like a mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to configure these electric poles. I'm going to put another one over here and link it to the battery. So another thing I'm going to have to do is make sure that my secondary steam generator or steam turbine can reach this battery as well. And that can be done with an electrical pole. So if I break this battery block right now, all of the joules that are inside it will be lost. It does not keep its NBT data. I can't remember whether or not it does. I do not know if that's true. I don't want to take the risk. So, yeah, I'm going to configure all of this, and that means I'm going to have to reconfigure this crusher as well. Luckily, the crusher multi-block is super simple, and in order to get rid of that connector, in order to reconfigure it, all I have to do is set this, set here, and everything on it is symmetrical, so that repositioning it is a breeze. So that wasn't very difficult. There we go. Yeah, let's get some power configured. Sorry for the abrupt shift that I'm about to go through, but I realized I forgot to do something with the robot miner. So, yeah, we're gonna go take care of that right now. I just made a diamond chest because I don't have the obsidian right now to upgrade it to an obsidian chest. All right, we're fine. And the robot miner cannot, well, once its inventory gets full, it stops. Wherever it happens to be, it stops. And sometimes that can cause some glitchiness, so I should have set up the output when I pressed it down, or when I set it down in the first place. And because I did not, yeah, it stopped. Dang it. Alright, so I'm going to head down there, find out where the mining robot is now, clear out its inventory, and then once it resets its position to right here where I set it down, you know what, we'll just set that up right now. So I need to set this andesite right here, and since this was the original location of the mining robot, I'm going to need an inserter, and we're going to set the inserter right here. So this little mark right here means that it's going to be taking items from whatever is sitting right here and inputting them into an inventory that's on the back side. So when the mining robot comes back to its original location, once it finishes with a certain XYZ coordinate, then it gets up here, the inserter will take the items out of it, put it into the chest, and then the mining robot will continue. So yeah, I'm going to go find that mining robot. Yeah, I found it, and it did indeed mess up. So once its inventory got full, it just stopped where it was, and once I cleared that inventory out, it thought that the location it stopped at. So it found out that the inventory was full right about here. Once I offloaded the inventory, it started thinking that its original location, where it was supposed to start from, was right there. So every time it finished down a Y level, then it would immediately reset itself to this position instead of the original position. So that is, yeah, that's the glitch that happens with the mining robot. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to go reset it to the area where it was, and we're going to start this process all over again, only this time it's going to offload to the chest in between XYZ coordinates. Alright, here it comes. It's coming back up, and the second it reaches up to the top, it says the inserter is right here, so it's going to be outputting. There we go. It just took the cobblestone that it mined out. This waits about 5 seconds before moving on to the next the XZ coordinate, and then starts moving all the way back down. So once it comes back up, it will always reset itself to the original position, so I don't have to worry about moving the inserter every time it completes an XZ. So yeah, that's something that we don't have to worry about. The only problem is now I don't have one inserter for the automation process that I was working on when I realized my snafu. So yeah, that's a problem. So I got power hooked up pretty well right now. The steam engine is doing its job fantastically, burning through coal like nobody's business. And the hydraulic press, which I have set up, and I didn't bother explaining it but at the time of setup, but I have light, I have medium, and I have heavy plates. The light plates are kind of like the they'll give me the thermal type plates. So plates like these, this copper plate, I can go to the hydraulic press, and when it's in light mode, it will give me that type. Otherwise, it'll give me the heavy plates that I've been making with the hammer, and then there are, I'm sorry, the double plates, and then I have the heavy plates with this button right now. Anyway, this is completely full, and you see that I have a connector right here and a connector right here connecting to this transformer, and then all the way over here to my crusher and sieve. And looking inside, you'll see that power can transfer that way as well. So yeah, I don't need to be directly connected to the battery in order for this to work, because all power is flowing out of the battery just fine. Unfortunately, I'm only operating at around 91 volts, so the voltage is going to be spread across all machines that are connected inside the path. So if I, let's say, remove these from the path, look over here, 91.09, this voltage should absolutely be going up. Why is it not? Oh, because nothing is regulated because it's trying to charge up this battery block. Alright, never mind. That was a really bad example, and I kind of regret breaking these electrical connectors. But anyway, yeah, the power can be shared across a machine in order to charge it all up. So I have the power running, but I don't want to rely on the steam engine too long, so that is what this massive tower is for. We're going to build a wind turbine, and yeah, the wind turbine is going to... Oh, that's a terrible idea. But yeah, it's going to go up here. That is going to be 32 blocks high, and it's going to be facing outward, I guess, to the north from my current location. I just need to go craft it up. Now, the wind turbine is super easy to make because... Oh, and I apologize if sometimes I pronounce it turbine. I work often with a piece of machinery called the turbine generator, and so I know it's pronounced turbine, or depending on your accent, turbine. I generally default to turbine. So anyway, yeah, it's pretty simple to make, and what I needed was mesh, and the mesh is just string, super simple to make. I'm going to climb up here and place it. I have a pool of water down below in case I fall down, and I have already There we go. I have an electrical connector placed right there, and it is 16 blocks up, and I'm going to place the other one directly connected to the wind turbine, and there we go. All right, have it facing this way. Wait for it to populate. There it goes. All right, and it is already, oh wow, that's amazing voltage, amazing wind speed, amazing wind clearance, and that's the reason why I put it up 32 blocks, because I didn't want any of the mountains or these hills to get in the way. So, oh yeah, this is going to do fantastically for my power. Production 17 point, yeah, about 17 watts. Cool. All right, so electrical connector, we will place it right here. Get out a copper coil. And we just need to make sure that it gets connected properly. And this is going to be very tricky for me to do because I can't shift off of a ladder. Oh no, I just cleared it. All right, there we go. Unable to connect that far. 16 blocks is too far. Oh no. All right, everything is now connected. And I've taken some damage to do it, but oh man, I'm perfectly fine with that. Let's check our voltage. Oh, 125 volts. Perfect. So this wind turbine is doing its job fantastically. Everything has been maxed out to 125 volts. And I can start using my steam engines for a different purpose. Probably electric furnaces, honestly. Using coal to power an electric furnace. All right. Well, now that power is hooked up, and I'm very happy with power, we're going to hook up the conveyor belts and the inserters next. All right. So starting with the conveyor belts, I'm going to set this up wrong, first of all. And what we're going to do is I'm going to place this here and then place two right here. Now you see that they're not connecting at all. So if I try to put on this black quartz, you'll see it just stops right there. It doesn't recognize that there is a conveyor belt going this way to try to insert into the crusher. So I'm going to take that out, and using my wrench, shift right click, and you'll see that it just connected itself. So now I can hit the black quartz, and there we go. But it's still not going into the multi-block, and that's because this is it's a little weird. The inserting actually happens, visualizing it, you would be inserting into this block right here, even though the insert icon is written right here. So, missing a piece of dirt, there we go. So once again, I'm going to place these. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Is anybody else seeing that stuttering? And it cleared itself up, great. All right, so now if I put in the black quartz ore, there we go. It just got inserted perfectly fine into the crusher, and it is giving me crushed black quartz. So that's all well and good, but if I want to output it, there we go. It is now being output the way that I want it to be. Oh, let's make sure that's orientated properly. And you'll see that even though I threw an entire stack onto the conveyor belt, and that is exactly how it's going to happen. If I right click, it will take the entire stack. However, it's only putting single items onto the conveyor belt whenever it automatically outputs. I'll illustrate that one more time with an inserter. So, place an inserter right there, and I don't have a chest on me. And here we are. I'm going to put in a chest and the crushed black quartz. So, you see it's inputting it onto the conveyor belt, but is only taking 12 at a time. It's not going to take the full stack like it did when I right-clicked. And, of course, it's going to export them one at a time. Oh, and I cannot manually put things in an export. That's unfortunate. I messed up a little bit, and I was rearranging the conveyor belts in order for it to be a perfect track going to the sieve. And I learned out that when something is on, I'll just put one here. When something is on a conveyor belt and it's reoriented, you lose it forever. So, yeah, If something is on a conveyor belt or on a specific conveyor belt, do not rearrange it with the wrench, or else, yeah, you will lose it forever and waste resources. I'm not worried about black quartz right now. I don't have to get into extended crafting anytime soon. So, yeah, it only takes stuff 12 at a time from the inserter to put them onto the conveyor belt, and stuff can absolutely get clogged. So if there isn't enough room inside my crusher, then stuff will just start stacking all the way over here. And let me... I wonder if I can forcibly overload this just to showcase... No, I'm not going to showcase that. Alright, but yeah, that is how the inserters interact. I cannot have... Let's get rid of the inserter and replace the chest right here. I cannot put stuff into the chest and have it automatically go into the conveyor belt from there. I have to use the inserter. If you're using immersive engineering, then immersive engineering has an option to automatically take from a chest next to it. So yeah, do not confuse Magnetocraft with immersive engineering. Now that being said, I'm going to reorient this right here, and I'm going to throw in crushed black quartz. And you see that it took it and put it into the chest. So I cannot import things onto a conveyor belt from a chest alone. However, the conveyor belt can export to a chest, no problem, and no inserter needed. So I'm going to finish hooking all of this up before going over what I'm going to do to solve my sieving problem. Because, like I said in the last episode, the sieve has to be exported from the bottom. So it's going to require a creative solution. Oh, and one more thing. With the conveyor belts here, I'm going to place a conveyor belt right here, here, and here. So if I try to reorient this conveyor belt, you see it doesn't combine like it's doing right here. And there, is that backwards? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you see it's not reorienting properly and not showing the proper reorienting like texture here. However, you see that once it does reach this end, it will immediately go into the sieve. It's just not going to look clever. In order for me to fix that, what I did is exactly what you saw at the beginning, is right here. Now it will reorient properly. So yeah, that's just a little bit of weird bugginess about it. You may need to place the conveyor belts a little weird in order to get them the way that you want them to look, but that's perfectly fine. Let's finish setting all this up. So I know that this is not a perfect system. However, the way that I have it right now it's honestly working. So I have two inserters on this chest right now, and they have filters enabled. They are whitelisted for different types of ore. And if I throw all of the ore in here, just make sure that it's just the ore. Oh, and take out the black quartz and the pyrite, because those cannot be sieved, and I'm going to have to set up a different crusher specifically for these. But that's perfectly fine. So yeah, you see that everything is heading exactly the way that it should, exactly where it should be going. Oh, and I messed up right here, so... Oh man, that stinks. I forgot to configure this properly. It's fine. We're going to, since stuff is right here, break that. Conveyor, and there we go. Now everything is configured the way that it should. Throw this ore back in the chest and we'll move on. Alright, but yeah, you see that everything is getting stuck right here. So these are the stacks of 12 for the boron ore and the uranium, stuff like that. While uranium is going in right here. Oh no, it didn't sort properly because I had to break the conveyor belt. And that's perfectly fine. But everything else is exiting here, going into the sieve, getting sieved up and creating all of the different outputs, and I have it exiting down here at the bottom, and I had to clear out this area and make sure that you place the conveyor belts properly so that you have to like start here and move your way back in order to make sure that they're orientated properly, because it's kind of difficult to see where they are. I mean, I can't jump up and see. So yeah, just start from the back, move your way this way, and they will be configured properly. I'm going to fill this back in. Here we are. And yeah, you see that it's moving all the way down here, and different inserters are taking them and inserting them into this chest. In between episodes, I'm going to make a shelving unit, and I'm going to have the inserters put into the shelving unit instead. And it's going to require placing a couple more of the conveyor belts in order to make that happen, but I'm perfectly fine with doing that, mainly because I can't put the shelving unit up against this back wall because it's too large, and I don't want it up against the wall anyway. I want it like right here. So yeah, that's where the shelving unit's going to go, and from the shelving unit, they'll go into a furnace area that will be powered via my steam engines. And yeah, that is how I have my automation right now, and I'm pretty happy with it. I don't like the clogging, so we're going to solve that problem next. So my mining robot got stuck again, and the reason it got stuck this time is because the arm is not capable of moving all of the items out of the mining robot in the 5 seconds it has to move all of that stuff out. So we're starting it one more time, except this time into the inserter we are going to throw an inserter upgrade speed and an inserter upgrade stack. And the speed speaks for itself, the stack speaks for itself, but this should eliminate my problem with the mining robot clogging up, and you know, once you remove the clog, it'll think that the Y level it's currently on is its starting point. So yeah, that's a problem. But that problem should now be fixed. Only 7. I am not happy with the things that I've been getting from here. Maybe this is just a really bad chunk, or I've already like cleaned it out. I don't know. But that is the that's solving this inserter problem. However, for my automation over here at the sieve and crusher, I do not want to use a stack upgrade. I'm happy with it being stacks of 12. And throwing in the stack upgrade will make it a full stack of 64. Yeah, I don't want that because I feel like it'll clog things. I feel like it'll just clog things up more. And honestly, the 12s that I have going on here are fine. I may upgrade to a stack later on. And the stack is just made with a chest and a stone slab. The speed is made with a piece of sugar. So for now, I'm happy with just having speed upgrades. Over here on the other side, however, oh, I need to make one more speed upgrade. That's fine. Over here on the other side, I want it to be speedier, but I'm not worried about stacks because I'm only getting one item at a time from the conveyor belt anyway. So throwing in a stack will never make sense on these inserters. There it goes, inserting there. And yeah, I'm going to make one more speed upgrade, but that's going to be an in-between episodes thing. Like I said, in between episodes, I'm going to set up a shelving unit right back here, and that is going to stow everything before it gets to a furnace. And I'm also probably going to put another shelving unit over here in this corner and reroute my conveyor belts. I know that this is not the most complex system. What the heck? This is... Oh man, I do not like that. So like the gravel that gets made because it's crushing all of this iron ore. It's fine. Once it realizes it can't output anything, it will stop. So I don't have to worry about that. But it looks so messy and I have to wait. I have all these osmium chunks that could go in here. Ugh. But anyway, yeah, I know this automation isn't the most complex that I've ever done. And once I have my full factory made, I'm going to reroute it so that all of the conveyor belts are going over here on the top instead of down here at the bottom. Yeah, I have a plan in my head of how that's going to work. But for now, I am happy with this. I can set it and forget it and have everything being stowed in a shelving unit, no problem. So, I am Kelley Engineering. Hope that you did enjoy this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.